Hello, this is Paul Cheney of Spartan Design University. We're now going to move into CSS transitions, which personally I think are a really exciting part. You just couldn't do this stuff before, even with JavaScript, it didn't work. Let's start with the icons up here at the top. These are 70% opacity. When you mouse over them, there's no indication that they're live or clickable. So let's go back to our desktop CSS. Let's do header. UL :hover. And we'll change the opacity from 7.7 to 1 on hover. So save that, hit refresh. Boom, boom, boom. So mouse over, they jump. Well, jumping's okay, but I think we can do better. So let's come in here. We're going to talk to the anchor itself, okay, not the hover state. And here we're going to add a couple of statements which I'm not going to type because they're too long. I'm just going to paste them in. And these are transitions, okay? This is the W3 accepted standard, which works on most browsers. This is the hack version for older versions of Chrome and Safari, but they're doing the same thing. They're transitioning a property. So there's three things that they need. What property? Well, we're going to change the opacity from 0.7 as specified in the phone, right there, opacity 0.7 to the opacity of 1. So that's the property that's being transitioned. This is the amount of time. In other words, 1/2 second. And then there's several things you can throw in here. Ease, I've just used that one for now. Let's go ahead and hit refresh. Mouse, notice it slowly fades on and fades out. Fades up, fades out, fades up, fades out. Okay, so that's changing the opacity property. Now we can do the same thing down here. Notice that these background colors are snapping. Snap, snap, snap. Okay. So let's go to our navigation section. We already have the A and the A hover. So we need to go to nav, ULLIA. And once again, instead of transitioning the opacity, we're going to transition the background color. I can spell right. Once again, over 1/2 second, using the ease. You see how it fades in, fades out. Okay. Now, so far so good. Let's go back here. We're going to our source code, and I'm going to go to one of these areas, and I'm just going to put a standard anchor. Oops. It's not going to go anywhere. So I've got a couple of links in the body of my document. Let's hit refresh. There it is. They're blue, sickening. Okay. Let's go back here, and we're going to go to the phone because we don't want these to be ugly blue anywhere. And let's grab some code in the content. And let's find the content over here. And we'll just drop it in right there. So now I'm going to talk to the anchor. I'm going to give it a color and a WebKit transition. and another color, and I'm going to turn on the underline on mouse over. Now I'm going to remove these for a minute. We're just going to stick to the basic flash on, flash off. Okay. So there's a dark red. I mouse over, it turns to a lighter red. Snap, snap. Okay. Very, very old style, old school. It's been around for a long time. Let's take this. Once again, desktop is really the only thing with a true hover state. And we'll add a block of code there. Actually, I'm just going to copy this. And if we go back here, we can see that the color is dark, the color is red. So let's change what's being transitioned to just color. And this time let's do it over an entire second so that you can see it a little bit better in the video. Save it. Refresh. Fade in, fade out, fade on. So it takes a full second now to come on. Now that's too much for a real website, but for the purpose of this video, hopefully you can see that a little bit better. Now there's some other options. There's ease, and there's a link on here that tells you some other kinds. And when you have a small, less than 1 second, it really doesn't matter what you choose because they're so dang fast that you're not going to see it anyway. So here they are. Ease, linear, ease in, ease out, ease in and out. I've tried them all, and frankly, in half a second, I can't see that big of a difference. So I just stick with these.